Hello, you've got Hayley here again, Hayley Cox, and I am excited to talk you through session 3 of the new starter training. First of all, I just want to say well done, because if you are committed to your business, then you're here. So you're listening to this training today, which is fantastic. Just make sure that if you haven't done any of the action points in session 1 or session 2, that you make sure you get them done. We get paid for done in this business, guys, so if you're not doing them, you're not going to get paid. And I think that's the reason why most of us get started in this business. So I'm going to be talking you through session number 3. So onwards. What will we cover this week? We're going to cover how to grow your customer base. We're going to cover planning. We're going to cover Tim Sales' activity tracker. So what we're going to do every day that's going to grow or stall our business, because we're all slaves to our own habits. So we might as well get into good habits from day one. We're going to talk about your business story. And we're going to talk about starting business conversations, prospecting. So let's get straight to it, your customer base. Many businesses, many people start with no experience in this business, and that's absolutely fine. This is the only industry in which you can build a successful business, successful income, where you don't have to have understood a craft before you get here, understood a trade, understood the industry. We're here to show you how to do it. That's what makes network marketing fantastic. But it can take time to show people your business credentials, but you can share products easily. So you might be at the very beginning of your journey within this business, or you might be coming back to these trainings to have a bit of a refresh. Wherever you're at, if you feel like you've got very little credibility, that's okay. It grows as you grow. But whilst you're building your credibility, you can still be doing all the activities that mean that your business is going to develop you the income that you're looking for. Customers are the lifeblood of our business. Guys, if you haven't got customers, you can have as many people in your team as you want, but if nobody's selling anything, it's pointless. If you don't have a growing customer base, you don't have a business, because, I mean, what would happen tomorrow if everybody in the business decided to stop? If you had no customers, you'd earn no money. Now, this is a recommendation business. We're not here to try and flog products to try and get quick sales. We want to really recommend products that work, and we are really lucky because we're with a company that only ever puts out the best products, the highest quality products. So the way that we do that, it isn't by, boggling them with facts and statistics and, clever marketing campaigns. It's just share what we know. And people love stories. People love stories. People remember experiences. People remember your experiences with a product rather than the number of ingredients that are within that product. So you're going to get paid to share your story, because facts just tell people what's in that product or what that product is about, but stories really invoke that person's understanding of how it could work for them. So the most important thing is be on the products. Every time you place an order, would it hurt to get yourself something else a little extra so that you can try a new product in the range? You have to be on the products. If you're not using them, you can't honestly say, do you know what, this is just amazing. This is how I'm sleeping so much better. I've got so much more energy, whatever it might be. If you have a story to share, just an experience, that's all we're talking about, that's what's going to help people understand how it could work for them. Because you can't share an experience you've never had. You don't need to get into the specifics or get really technical, because especially at the beginning of your journey, especially at the beginning of, joining RX, you don't know all those statistics, they don't know all the, the customer trials that have been had, or the, ingredients and everything to the nth degree. Because remember, in this business, we get paid for done. And the great thing about this business, just recapping on a few things that we went over in the last couple of sessions, is we don't have to know everything straight away. You get to know things, and you get to understand in more detail in this example the product and what's surrounded by so what's encompassed in each of these products by actually sharing your experiences with them. You're going to learn as you earn. How we do that is just something that all of us do on a daily basis anyway. Did anybody listen, or did you did you watch and read 50 Shades of Grey? Did you tell people about it? Were you talking about it to people? That's all this is. That's all network marketing is it's just sharing what you know, sharing what you've felt about something. So if you understood the 50 Shades of Grey book, you read it, you kind of liked it, maybe you didn't like it, whatever it was. Most people are telling stories about things that they experience every day, but they're just not getting paid for it. But we get paid to do that in this business. You've stepped now into the bracket of recommending through your experiences, whether that's on social media, face-to-face, just having a chat with your mates, and you're going to get paid for it. Now, people love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. There's a little rush sometimes when you buy something new. Now, Facebook status is fantastic. It's a great start, but just a few Facebook statuses alone are not going to earn you the 6 figures income. Now, you're not going to need to be a salesman online. You've got to just come from a place of excitement and thinking about recommending what you know as opposed to a place of sales, because people can see when you're trying to sell them something and they just back off. They won't interact with you, they won't comment, anything like that. Whereas if you're just sharing what you know and excited about the experience, then people are going to be intrigued about what it is that that product is. So instead of posting a generic picture of the Moa bottle, for example, if you take a picture of yourself glugging a shot in the morning going, woohoo, got my morning Moa on the go, people are going to ask you, well, what is that? Why do you look so happy, kind of thing. What's important to note when it comes to social media, and we did touch on this in the last couple of sessions, is you don't want to overpower people with it. We don't want to bombard people and bore them with what we're doing. So make sure you're mixing up product posts with everyday life posts. So you maybe do one post a day that's related to the product or the business. The rest of it, just be yourself. Now, questions, again, are the answers. I cannot stress this enough. Now, when I first heard that, I thought, how can a question be the answer? But it really can. Because if somebody says to you, what's that? Or how does that work? You can share what you know. But if you don't have somebody asking you for information, you can ask them. You can find out who is interested in what. Then you can communicate what your experience is. So just reminding you of a little bit of information from the last, from one of the last trainings, is something that you could put on your Facebook status or, on your Instagram or wherever, is that you just found out how that you can get, to sleep within 2 minutes of your head touching the pillow. That is far better than saying this calm oil is absolutely fantastic for helping people sleep because it's got X, Y, and Z in it. Can you see the difference? Something else that you want to do is listen out on social media for people's struggles, and then you can recommend what you know. Just as you would anything else. Oh, mate, I saw you got a bit of a bad back. Wonder if you fancy trying something. I've been using it. It's working fantastically for my achy knee or whatever you might have. So it's just a really gentle, really lovely way of getting paid to help your mates. Another way that we can grow our customer base is through trial packs. Now, trial packs, the benefits of them are fantastic. The trial pack, it's a chance for your customers, anybody, your friends, your family, work colleagues, anybody that you know, that you can get them to trial the products and generate interest. It's working your business for you while you're off carrying on doing other things. If you're at work and you drop some samples, or you drop a trial, a little trial packet of samples to somebody first thing in the morning, they go home, they're going to use them that night. You're not having to be there, having to show them how to do this, that and the other with the products or what they're all about. They're experiencing them in their own time. Your business is working whilst you're not there. And it's a great way to work really, really smart for busy people. You can have as many trial packs out as you want, as many samples out at any one time as you want. So let's have a look at some examples. This is a hangover pack. This is it laid out, but how you can provide it to people in any of these sample packs. You can get onto eBay, or you can go onto any kind of shop and purchase little glitter pots that usually they come in, 1 mil, 5 mil, 15 mil, anything like that you can put the capsules in, for example, or the powder, the Rejuvenix powder into. You can really make it look lovely, and get some little bags, some just little sample bags that you can pull tie at the top, whatever you decide, however you decide to kind of package these samples. This is what's in them. So the hangover pack, 3 capsules of Rejuvenix. This is the product that's going to give you the energy boost, the mental alertness naturally that you are going to need after a night out because you're lacking in sleep, or you've got achy feet, or you're just, you need a bit of a boost. And instead of just dive into the naughty caffeine and everything that everybody just starts to chuck in them the next day, this Rejuvenix is amazing. You've got a scoop of the Restorix. This is amazing to help clean out your body, clean your systems out and get rid of that nasty alcohol, removing the free radicals and toxins, so it encourages the body to detox. This is amazing stuff. And then you've got the Escape essential oil sample. Now, if you've not used essential oils before, they are amazing. I've never tried oils before, never used them before. I just kind of didn't really get it, but it's so good. They really are incredible, and the oils that the company have put together, they're not just one oil in each of the oils, if that makes sense. They've combined a couple of different ones that work so well together. And so this one helps with detoxification, mental alertness, lifts your mood. So just having that in a little inhaler, most people, if they're feeling a bit hungover, they'll be sitting on the sofa vegging out. They could have a little inhaler, a little diffuser just in the room with them. So that's a hangover pack. The Feel Good pack. This is 2 calm oil samples. It's great, has a great calming effect on anybody that's stressed out. It's just mad how well it works. And it works wonders on helping kind of slightly hectic children to have a really restful night's sleep. Also yourself, if you have calm oil burning or diffusing in your bedroom, really you are asleep within minutes of your head touching the pillow. It's fantastic. 6 Rejuvenix for mum and dad. This product's brilliant, like I said, for mental alertness, lifting your mood, giving a natural energy boost. 3 days worth of the Restorix powder. This helps the body clean out the systems, getting rid of all the alcohol, basically just helping to cleanse your body out. And then MOA, 3 shots of MOA. It stands for Mother of All. It's the absolute superfood drink that we have. And so a combination of those 4 products in a little trial pack, they're just brilliant. You've also got other little packs that you can put together, if you just want to sample out an oil sample for somebody that's maybe needed to get better night's sleep, that's fine. Put another, like a 1 to 5 ml little tube together and, give them that with the testimonials or with the information that's in Google Drive. Just print it off. It explains what the oils do, how you use them. Don't just give them information on that one oil that you're sharing with them. Give them the fact sheet on all of the oils. Put it in a little bag, make it look lovely. Let them trial it. Shampoo and conditioner, you can get little 15 ml sample bottles or test tubes or however you decide to do it. Siphon off some shampoo and conditioner into that. You've got the tooth whitening. You can do Restorix and toothpaste. Now, if this is a sample pack, obviously, then you squeeze some toothpaste into a little tube, put some Restorix into a little pot as well, and you can give them that. Now, it's absolutely brilliant, and it goes such a long way, sample packs do. So you can really kind of tailor what you've got to handle what you're going to invest in. Because if you think about it, if you invest in a tub of Restorix and some Revive toothpaste, think how many sample packs you could get out of that. Now, we generally charge about £15 for the tooth whitening kit. We charge £10 for the Feel Good pack. So you're going to get your money back, as well as then helping people see the products that they actually work, so they then buy the full price ones, they buy the full size ones. So how can you help somebody become a trial customer? Let's send a text message. So how you doing? Got a quick favour to ask you. They're going to ask you, well, what is it? Now, you'll be surprised. Some people will respond, and some people that you would expect to respond won't. But it's just the nature of the game, nature of this business. Some people respond, some people don't. So when they do respond, just let them know what the favour is. I've got an amazing product range of natural products that are great for health and well-being. Now, I need to find 20 people to trial them over the next, and you pick however many days you want to do. And I want some honest feedback so that I'm able to build a successful marketing campaign, a successful understanding of a bigger range of products. Now, here's how you can help. I need you to trial some of my products for 3 or 4 days, then give me some feedback. Can I count on you to be one of my 20? The amazing thing about that is it's no pressure. You're asking friends, you're asking family, you're asking people that you know for some help, because especially in the beginning, you're not going to be able to use all of the products in the first week so that you understand everything. So this is a great way of not only having people that you trust give you some feedback, but also they're going to be trialing these products and they work. So when they work, they will go on and become customers. So we've got our first action point for the session. Let's get arranging some trial packs. So using the message below, following that structure, I want you to send some trial messages. If you've got people that ignored your hot network product text from last session, get this message out to them. If you've got people that you spoke to but didn't want to buy from you, that's fine, get this out to them. And anybody else that you could post something to, get in touch with, meet, get this out to at least 20 people. So action point number 1, I want you to pause this now. I want you to take out as much time as you need, 15 minutes should do it, to send about 20 text messages and send that message to those 20 people. Okay, welcome back. Did you pause me or have I just suddenly started talking? If you didn't pause me now. Go and do the messages. It might take you a little bit of time to type that out. If it hasn't, that's fantastic. Well done for doing your action point number 1. So what's next? Product demos. What is a product demo? Why do we have one? A product demo really is anything 30, 45, 15 minutes, whatever it might be. And what that is an example of how these products might work. If you have your upline go with you, you're going to understand a bit more about a wider range of products. You're basically going to share what you know about them. It's quick, it's really fun. You introduce the opportunity and you're kind of launching your business to the people that are there. You're showing them all the products. It's really easy, really quick, and you're making 30% obviously any retail profit you make plus your 15% base commission. There's a really good income to be earned here. What's great is it's really, really fun. And we're not talking anything major. We're just, I mean, it can be, but it doesn't have to be. It's just a couple of people sat around the kitchen table that you've gone round for a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, maybe even a healthy green tea, and just taken a few products around with you, taken a brochure around with you and, you know, a price list, and just explained a little bit about what you're using. It's absolutely brilliant to develop new customers. And if you're going around to a mate's house, you could always ask whether or not they've got any other friends that fancy popping around for a cuppa as well. So how do we arrange these? Arranging, oh, that message is wrong at the top there. It's not a trial pack, is it? It's a product demo. Okay, so how do we arrange product demos? Hi Kim, Nina here. First of all, ask a little question. What are you doing Thursday night? What are you doing Tuesday morning? What are you up to? Basically, you want to find out if they're free at the time that would be great to pop in and see them. So ask them what they're doing. Don't go into any other details. And then when they say nothing or why, you can let them know what you're thinking. We say, great, I've just started working with a new business and I want to launch it. I'm really excited. I'm only inviting a few friends over for a glass of wine. This is if they're coming to your house. Or you could say, I'd really love to pop round yours. I'm really excited to explain a little bit about what I'm doing and the things that I'm working with. I'd love for you to be there. I'd love to come along, or I'd love for you to come along and support me. Can I count you in? So the whole point of this is you need to decide really to start off with whether you want to go to their house and catch up for a cup of coffee, cup of tea, glass of wine, whatever, or whether you're going to invite some people around to your house. So just tweak it slightly. But the point is, first message is, are they free at that time? When they say they're not free, obviously you can then send another option for them. If they're not free Tuesday morning, are they free Wednesday morning? When they're free or they ask, you know, why, what is it? Just let them know. Now the most important thing is that you're asking for their support. You're asking for their feedback. You're asking for their help as a friend. And you want to make it personal. You don't want to make that person feel like this is a mass email, mass message going out to just a bunch of people. You really want that person's help, and I would imagine that you do. You've got people in your lives that you trust, and you've got people in your lives that you quite like to kind of get on board with what you're doing here. So ask for their help, ask for their support, invite individually. So who can you speak to? Friends, family, work colleagues, people that you know at the school gates, people at the gym, neighbours, anybody really. What I would say is I would kind of group people. If you go to the gym, you probably want to speak to people at the gym about products that relate to the kind of hobby that you know that they have. If it's people that you know from the school gates or from school, you know they've got children, so maybe relate the products that you speak about to that kind of audience. When can you do it? Coffee morning, evening. You can have a pizza and Prosecco night and just go around and, you know, have some products out on the table. halfway through the night and just say, oh guys, just want to let you know. But I would always offer 2 dates. Like I said at the beginning, if they aren't free Tuesday morning, say, okay, no worries, what about Wednesday morning? Something I would recommend you do before the event, before you pop round, whatever, just subtly let them know that you are still on for that appointment, or on for coming round to theirs, or them coming round to yours. So could be, look, hey, just getting wine and nibbles, what do you prefer, red or white? Or it could be, I'm just getting ready to come over to yours tomorrow, shall I bring a pack of biscuits round? Once you've obviously got people that are going to be there, going to come to yours, going to be at your mate's house, just make sure that you know when you're going to rock up, because the last thing you want is for, if there's 3 or 4 people coming round, only just you and your friend there to start off with, you start talking about some products and then they kind of walk in 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, they might have missed some valuable information. So just make sure that people know, or they know, when you're going to be there or when you want to get started at your house. So now we're going to talk about planning. Last session you decided what rank, what income you wanted to work towards. So how are you going to achieve that? Now you've got your goal, what do we do to get it? First of all, let's just have a little reminder. What is it that generates points? Recommending and retailing products. Points coming in for every product that you sell. New team members that join. The 200 point volume that comes in from that new person enrolling goes into your business. And also when that person does what you do, recommends and retails products and has new people join their business, all of those points are your points as well. What points do you need to achieve within your first 28 days? So you might have your own goals. You might want to get to, something specific on the marketing plan, a specific income. But within the first 28 days, it's highly important that you focus on ticking off these things. A minimum of 300 point volume in retail. This is in addition to the 200 points that you've generated from joining. So minimum 300 points worth of retail. Why is this important? It opens up your third line, meaning you've got 2 pay lines you're getting paid off instead of just 1. But it also makes you 2x qualified. So your base commission isn't 7.5%, it's 15%. That's what you want, because that's for the rest of your time in the company. So you might feel like you haven't got a clue what you're doing now, but one day you will, and you're going to want to get paid more for it. So this is really important. Now if you're going to go for it, no reason why you wouldn't, and you want to rank advance more easily, you're going to open up more lines. Now they give you the chance to do that in these first 28 days. If you want to open up your 4th line, instead of doing 300 points worth of retail, you do 800. If you want to open up your 5th line, instead of doing 800, you do 1200. So once you know what points you need, then you can decide what you need to do every week to be able to generate those points. So I want you to go and grab your goal, your income or rank kind of goal for what you want to achieve in the next 28 days in the immediate future. And I've just put some examples up on screen here. I want you to make sure that you've identified the points that you need to achieve it across the number of legs that you have. So if you haven't done your 300 retail points yet, that's fine. You've got 2 lines. So if you wanted to become a supervisor, you see there you need 500 points across each of those lines. So if it's generated purely out of retail, you need 1,000 points because your retail points get split between the 2 legs. If you've got 2 new team members that have been placed in your leg or that are going to be coming into the business, you put 1 in each line. There's 200 in each line. So 200 minus the 500. 200 deducted off the 500 means you need 300 more retail points in each leg, so you know you need to generate 600. That's what we're going to work out now. So first of all, have you got your goal? You know which position you're working towards, you know what income that you're looking to achieve, and therefore what position you're aiming towards. What I want you to do is I want you to write it down. I want you to write that down in your notepad. So if you need 1,000 points in point volume in week 6 of your plan, for example, because that's the date you want to be manager, which means you're going to earn a certain amount, you need to decide what you're going to achieve to make those points happen. So you're going to work backwards to determine what you need to do each week to work up to that. So how can 1,000 points be made up? That could be 3 new team members 200 points each coming in, there's 600 points. So then you'd need the remainder, you need 400 points worth of retail. So that could be 3 Slender Eyes, which is 76 points each, there's 228. And then 10 Moa, that's 21 points each, so there's another 210. Obviously adding those two together, you've reached your goal. So once you know what your goal is, and once you decide, right, this is what I'm committing to achieve in order to get that goal, it's just then about getting to work. Like it says, it's just a case of say yes. Remember those rules of network marketing, say yes, tell the world, learn how to get better as you go. Now what you've done by committing to watching these trainings is you're saying yes already. Now you just need to say yes, this is my goal, I'm going to do what it takes to get there, so who do I need to speak to? And you start sending your messages, you start getting the information out there. And you're going to follow these trainings and we're going to show you how to follow up with people, how to get better, and the more you do, the more you work with your upline. You know, if you don't know how to respond to something, take a screenshot of that message and send it to your upline. Send it to me, send it to anybody in the team that can help you, one of the leaders, and say, look, I don't know how to respond. We're here to help you. Remember, you rank advanced based on the volume of points in your pay line. So this 1000 PV total, that's fantastic. 1000 PV would get you to supervisor, because do you remember from the previous screen, supervisor is 500 points, but that's in your pay line. So obviously you need to match that in your power line, which is why we're working on 1000. Okay, let's decide your plan. So whatever it is you want to achieve, how many points did you need for that? Break that down into what you need in the qualifying week of your rank advance. So if you need that by Friday next week, if you need that by Friday in a month's time, how many points do you need in that week? So then you've got to decide what volume, how that's going to be made up basically. So you might, like I said, you may not know exactly how yet, but that's okay, this is new, but you do need a target to stick to so that you can take that target to your upline and say, right, now I know what I want, I've broken down what I need to do. If there's anything you then need help with on how to do it, that's a lot easier for somebody to help you. So like I said, if you need 1000 PV in the 6th week of your plan, 500 of those points volume will be achievable in week 3 of your plan. Does that make sense? So each week you can then say, right, I need this many points this week. That means next week it's going to grow, next week it's going to grow, and you can just keep doing the activity. But the great thing is you're getting paid every single week based on the volume you're doing. So you're going to get paid right the way up until that 6th week, if that's your plan. So I want you to take 15 minutes out of this training and I want you to complete action point number 2. That's action point number 2. I'm just going to go back another slide so that you can see, in case you don't have it, what points relate to what income, to what rank. As a reminder from the previous session, the supervisor earns on average £100 a week. A manager earns on average £180 to £200 a week. Director earns £350 a week. So pick which position you've decided you want to work towards, and if you didn't know the position, hopefully that income kind of examples will give you the position. Decide what points you need in the lines. So can you see, coming back to the supervisor example, you need 500 points. When you've only got 2 lines, you need 500 points in your pay line, don't you? So you have to have 500 points in each. But when you've got 3 lines, can you see you only need 250 in each of those pay lines? So decide your points, and then we flick back forwards, and there's your action point. Okay, so I want you to break that down. How are you going to do it? You're going to draw out the columns that you have for the lines that you have, like on that previous plan in that table, and you're going to write what points you need in each one. Then I want you to break it down. Okay, so week 1, week 2, week 3, how are you going to work your way up to that volume of points? Okay, pause me now, go for it. Welcome back. How did you get on? Now I know this might be the very first time you've ever done anything like this, and if you haven't watched anything additional in the app yet that helps you understand power lines, pay lines, points or anything like that, it can be a bit overwhelming. That's not a problem, but I'm hoping that you took the initiative and you gave it a go. Now, what I want you to do if you're struggling with this, let us know in that accountability section of the app, or speak to your upline. Just message them and say, right, I'm trying to do action point 2 in session 3. I'm trying to plan what points I need to get to my activity, to get to my rank that I want. If you're struggling, let us know. We're here to help. Okay, so we've talked about expanding our customer base. We've talked about how to do that through using social media effectively, some trial packs, some product demos, and we've planned. You've planned what you need to do to generate that retail. So now, using those text messages, using those trial packs, the product demos, the hot network texts, your retail is going to start to happen. If it's not, are you doing the text messages? Remember, getting paid for done. So the second thing in the business that generates us income is having people understand if they want to get started and helping them do the same. That's sharing the business. We need to talk to people about the business so that they can decide if they want to get started. Inviting people to do this is the gateway skill in network marketing, because your retail is very important, but it will only generate you a certain amount of income. The absolute golden nugget of network marketing is the fact that you get to show other people how to do that. So if we don't invite people to take a look at the business, they're never going to start, which means we won't have anyone to show how to do the retail we're understanding how to do. So how do we share the business? One of the key tools that you're going to take from these trainings to help you share this business with people, that means that they ask you, well, how does that work then? What is it? What are you doing? Is your business story. So what is a business story? Well, it's made up of 4 parts. And it's basically, you're just giving somebody a brief history of what you're currently up to, or your background, what you didn't like, don't like about it, or what it stops you doing or enjoying. So most people, if they have a 9 to 5, it might turn into a 7 to 7 because of the commute or the time. So it prevents people from having the flexibility, the work-life balance, the time at home with their loved ones. You know, they don't get the time to spend as much on their hobbies. You know, there's things that traditional working environments limit us to. Then we're going to just tell people how we came across this company, how you came across network marketing, and then what you're excited about for your future. Now the great thing is you've just planned what you're going to be doing for the next goal. So whether you want to tell people about, you know, in the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I'm going to be earning, you know, an extra £200 a week, or whether you've got big goals from session 1, you know, you've got big goals by the end of the year, you can tell people that you're on track to achieving or generating X, Y, Z. So why is this important? It's because you are not blabbing, going, oh my God, this is amazing, it's so really fantastic, blah, 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 blah. If it's that fantastic, why isn't everybody doing it? The point is because not everybody's been told about it. But if somebody thinks that you are absolutely pressuring them into taking a look, they're just going to back off. So this is explaining in a way what's incredibly fantastic about this business, why you decided to get started, that makes them want to ask you. It creates that interest. And when can you use it? I get people say, well, how do you tell your business story to someone? You don't just butt into a conversation. Well, no, you don't. But if someone asks you what you do, or if someone asks you how are you, how's things, tell your business story. It's like 60 seconds. So let's give an example. Okay, so the background, what you're currently up to. This is my business story. Now, if I'm talking to someone I know, I'll say, well, as you know. Or if I'm talking to somebody I don't know, well, you may not know, but I've actually been involved in the equine industry my entire life. I was a horse dentist, which I loved, for about 6 years full time. And what did I like about it? I'm not going to go, because horse dentistry is self-employed, I'm not going to say, oh my God, self-employment's crap, because it's not. Because we're getting to run a self-employed business. But horse dentistry, I loved it. I loved the independence and the freedom, but it wasn't stable. And then I set up a traditional retail business with the aim of having this pay me into my golden years. Because dentistry, I'm just going off track here, but because equine dentistry wasn't a stable business, it was very seasonal. it killed my shoulder, I decided to set up that second business with the aim of, you know, putting some hard work, some graft in, and then taking a step back so that that paid me. So what don't I like about that? What didn't I like about it? Or what did it prevent me from doing or enjoying? So I go on to say, well, sadly, as with most traditional retail businesses, there were problems. I was working 16 or more hours every day. I invested a lot of money to get that going, over £250,000 in the first 2 years. And it was external factors that caused it to have to close. After 5 years, it was generating me £8,000 worth of bills every single month before we'd even sold one item. And it wasn't bringing this much in, so I got into debt. I had to move back home with my dad. I had £45,000 worth of debt on my shoulders. Now, thankfully, albeit begrudgingly, I had to find a full-time job. Now, I was grateful for the income, but I had to ask myself, was this it? Getting paid very little, being stuck on someone else's schedule, being very unsatisfied. Now, what you'll find when you put your business story together is point number 2 is the most important point, because this is where somebody relates to you. So when you're putting your business story together, think about the things that hold you back. Think about the things that you're not getting to do because of what you're currently up to, or because of what you're, you know, the reason basically that you decided to start in this industry, to kind of fix a few things. So for me, I needed to fix my debt. I needed to fix the horrible work-life balance that I had, all that stuff, and I wanted to move out of the house. Now, when somebody hears that, they're going to hear, well, yeah, I've got a bit of debt as well. Oh, God, yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Oh, blimey, yeah, well, I'm looking to move out of my home. You know, they're going to relate to that. So point number 2 is very, very important, to get in there what you don't like about your current situation, or what you didn't like about your current situation prior to finding network marketing. So number 3, how did you come across network marketing or this company? So for me, at that time, I was living at home with my dad, and I overheard a conversation. A friend of my sister's was actually over at the house, and she was talking to my sister around the kitchen table as I came down to make a cup of tea. And I kind of stumbled onto the industry because I heard that she'd been saying that she was about to quit her job. Now, at this point in time, I hadn't been looking for something else. Remember, I'd just got a full-time job, literally just started. And when I heard her mentioning she was about to quit her job and she was going to work safely, securely, earning a good income from home, but be shown how to do it, for the first time in about 6 years, a little light went on inside of me. So for me, that's how I came across network marketing. Now, after I asked her what on earth she was up to, within 20 minutes, I'd heard and seen information that showed me what was possible with hard work and commitment. That I could change my future one day at a time. It wasn't going to happen like overnight. But in the past 3 years, I've paid off all my debt. I've lived in Europe for a year. I'm now working from home in this business. And that's meant that I can enjoy time with my loved ones whenever they need me. I'm on track this year to finishing the year having qualified for free holidays with the company. And I'm going to be able to help my partner safely be a stay-at-home dad to our new little one that's due in about a month. So that's what I'm on track to achieving. Now, the brilliant thing is at the moment, if this is the first couple of videos you've ever watched and you're very new in the business, you haven't achieved, you know, amazing things that you can dazzle people with. Now, that's not the point. Remember, the point is to help them relate to you in point number 2. But you can say what you're on track to. You can say that by the end of the year, I'm going to be earning a full-time income alongside my job. By the end of the year, by the end of next month, I'm going to be taking home an extra £100 a week. Whatever it is for you, what are you excited for? What are you on track to achieving? So then the most important thing, I mean, yes, I've explained a little bit, so it's taken a bit longer, but that'll take about 60 seconds. Ask a question at the end of that. So how are you? How's work? How's life? Because if you've just explained something to them that they've related to, they're in a job they don't like, they're not getting paid very much, or they're sick of the, you know, they're sick of the 12-hour days not being in the house, whatever it might be, and you haven't tried to sell them an idea, you've just said what you're doing, when you ask them how's life, how's work, they're going to moan. So you can then simply say, well, if I sent you a little video that explains what I'm doing, would you like to watch it? So, action point number 3. I want you to put together your business story. This is so important. So I want you to do this now, and I want you to be comfortable with it. So take the time out of this training. Take 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it takes, but I want you to do this and complete it now, because if you don't, it'll take you weeks to get back around to doing it. So this is a really important one. I'm going to put that back up there. I also want you to send it to your upline. So whether you type it out on a notepad on your phone, whether you do it on your computer, whether you take a picture of the, something you've written out, I don't mind, but I want you to send this to your upline. We're going to help you get this really, really nailed, because it's so effective. No pressure, no sales, no trying to flog an idea. How many times a day do you get people asking you, how are you? What are you up to? How's things? Straight in with the business story, and it gets them asking you, well, what's all that about? So, pause me now. I want you to take some time out of this, and I want you to do your business story. Have fun. Okay, welcome back. How'd you get on? It's kind of difficult sometimes thinking about, what you don't like about life, but it's such an important thing to get down. If you've struggled with that at all, please, please, I urge you to speak to us. If you haven't, well done. Okay, so how are we going to share the business? How are we going to get these business stories out in front of people? Well, we've got quite a few different ways. Our calendar in this business is our accountability. If we're not filling it with times when we are chatting to people, talking to people, sharing the products or sharing the business, we are not going to grow our network. It just doesn't happen. So if your calendar next week doesn't look full with conversations that you're going to have with people or times that you're going to meet up or chat, your business isn't growing. So we have an amazing revolution in network marketing in the last 3 years. Since I started, things have changed. I'm not trying to sound old, like, we're in my day, but it has. When you call people, or do you ever call people? Do you ever call someone anymore, or do you just send a message? Do you send a text message or, a Facebook message? Do you go on WhatsApp? Do you use like Snapchat, things like that to speak to people? Probably, because everybody does. So we are in that day and age where we can do things digitally via message. So let's use it. So we know that we need appointments with people, because appointments with people, they generate a relationship. Now, your past prior to network marketing is either going to help you or hinder you. Because for about the 18 months prior to me starting in network marketing, I was running a business that was failing. I was leaving the house at probably 6:15 in the morning, flying down the motorway with toast on a plate on the side of my passenger seat, going around roundabouts with toast flying up against the window off the plate, and getting back home in the dark as well. So I had no social life. So when I started, it kind of hindered me. My experiences, my life before network marketing kind of hindered me, because I hadn't got those relationships with people. So we need to create relationships with people, or continue them if you're, a very sociable person, because it helps us have people to talk to generate that trust, and to have people listen. So structure you follow when you're going to send a message to kind of have somebody to talk to is this. Arrange a catch up. Maybe let them know a little bit about why you want to meet up. Go and meet them, or have a chat on the phone, tell your story, or share a tool. That's it. Simple, right? So, how can we arrange an appointment? Well, how would you arrange to meet anybody you know? Fancy a coffee this week? Mate, it's been ages. What are you up to? Fancy a chat? Really, really simple. Now, if there's no resistance, if people are like, yeah, sounds good, what are you up to? When do you fancy meeting up? They're great. Well, I've just got something really fun I want to run it by you. Be great just to say hey anyway. Or great, I'm super excited to see you. It's been ages. I've got something to tell you. You might love it, you might hate it, but I can't wait either way. Oh, I just thought about you. I think I've got something that that you might be interested in, or that I might want to share with you. Maybe something you'll love, maybe not. So really, really light-hearted. Really, really pressure off. You just want to meet up, but there is a kind of purpose. The same as if you were going to meet up to arrange, secretly arrange your dad's birthday party or your friend's birthday party with your other mate. You've got a reason. Ooh. The point is, don't get hung up on yes or no. Just be grateful that you've got the opportunity to get in touch with this person and potentially offer them a gift, because remember, posture, network marketing is life-changing. You can't convince anyone of that, but you can invite them to take a look. And you've got this chance to be able to do that. Now, if they totally ignore you, if they blow you off, or they've seen that you've started something in one of those pyramid schemes, oh my God, you know, people are going to have their own perceptions of things. That's fine, not a problem. Just ask them, mate, are we still mates? I've been trying to reach you, I just want to check you're okay. If I've offended you and you don't want to speak, that's totally fine. It's not been my intention, I'm really sorry. I'll leave it in your hands, but it'd be great to say hi. So don't feel scared if people aren't talking to you. Address it. You don't want to be somebody that's annoying people or getting, you know, without swearing, getting a little bit frustrating to them. You just address it. Most people, when you say to them, look, I hope I haven't offended you, wasn't my intention, just want to say hi, they go, oh God, no, really sorry, I've just been crazy busy, I saw your message but forgot to reply. So address it, definitely address it. But if there is a bit of resistance, just back off, meet them anyway. So when you get together, it's all about them. You know, just be a good friend, be interested. It's going to allow you to listen and build your friendship. So don't just kind of think, oh, I just need to tell you my business story and get out of here. Have a nice time, you know, have a catch up. When you're on the phone, if you're sat there, have a glass of wine, chill out, have a good gossip. But really ask lots of questions, you know, how's life, how's work? Be genuinely interested. Now, you may find a chance to tell your story, because that's really all you're potentially looking to do. If they ask you, how are you then, mate? Yeah, it's been, oh God, I've been talking about me for the last 20 minutes. How are you? Tell your business story. Or what are you, that might be the first thing they ask. Tell your business story. But remember, this is not an ambush. You're not trying to tell it to try and then go, oh, you need to take a look at something. Oh, you've got to look at this. It's too much. It's too much pressure. Ask a question at the end of it, remember. How's work for you? Are you getting, you know, are you on, track to being able to go on holiday this year? How's work going? Are you getting any extra hours? I know that you were struggling with pay last month. It's not an ambush. So, if you want to arrange about 10 appointments for people, you've got to send out about 25 texts. People are going to ignore you. People are busy. You're not always a priority in people's lives, just like they're not in yours sometimes. That's okay. But it depends on what you want to get out of it. Now, if you really want to make this business work quickly and efficiently for you, so in 6 months' time life looks dramatically different, send lots of texts, arrange lots of catch-ups. You can be just chatting for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, that's it. It might even be just 5 minutes if you're catching up on like a work break. Doesn't matter. But it's about getting that calendar full. It's about quantity rather than quality of what you're going to say to arrange the appointment. So if you're setting aside 5 minutes to arrange 10 appointments and you don't have time to go, hey mate, it's been ages, what are you up to? Do you fancy a catch-up this week? Just send coffee, ? It's about the quantity rather than quality. Your story when you're there is going to create interest for the people that want to know more. Just remember, not everybody is looking for something else. Not everybody is open to doing or wanting anything more for their life right now. But lives change. The most important thing is you simply just want to have a chance to chat with someone, catch up, so that you can hope to tell your business story. Then if they want to know more, if they're interested, they'll ask, you'll know. You've been around people your whole life, you're going to know that someone's interested, or if they're just not at first. It's fine. Then you simply follow what's next. Arrange to show them a tool. You know, you could have your upline, one of us leaders, you know, meet up next week and go through some info, or you can send them a video. So, action point number 4. This is the exciting stuff. This is where you really get into the juicy bits of growing your business. Prospecting texts. I want you to choose 20 names off your list. Doesn't matter who, as long as you can meet them or speak to them on the phone for a catch-up this week. Now, you've got to be specific if you're saying on the phone. Because if you just say, hey, you're free for a catch-up this week, they're going to think it's face-to-face. So, hey, you're free for a chat on the phone this week. It's been ages. Be more specific. But I want you to send them a message and I want you to arrange appointments. So here's some examples. Okay? I want you to take 15 minutes out to do this. 15 minutes, 20 names, bash out some text messages. I know this is doable. I've done it myself. There's many people that are doing this every single day as part of their daily to-do list. So, take those 15 minutes. I want you to pause me now. I'm going to leave these examples on the screen. Go, go, go. Okay, done? How long did it take you? A bit longer than 15 minutes? A bit less? Just remember, you are doing things that are generating you movement in your business. You might be scared, that's fine, but trust me, it'll be worth it. And you're going to get better every single day. This is going to come more and more naturally. Do you remember when you first got in a car and started to learn how to drive, how nervous you felt? Or do you remember when you first walked into your job on the first day and you just had no idea what you were doing? That's where you're at right now, but you're holding yourself accountable by doing these action points. It's fantastic. Well done. Okay, now we talk about our job, basically, what we need to do on a daily basis. Now, this is a very, very simple business. There are 3 things that we need to do to generate an income. We talked about them before. Use the products, share the business. That's it. But only by doing certain activities is your business going to grow and earn an income. Now, Tim Sales, he's a guy that earns 200 grand a month. He was in another company. He decided Arix was better and he's joined Arix. He's now earning a lot of money every month again. But what he's done is he's identified key success habits. And what those are things that you do every day, like you do when you go to work, like you do when you get your baby up or your children up. There's things that you do on a daily basis, isn't there? That means that that day becomes, you tick off things that need to be done. Same thing in this. You've got to hold yourself accountable to some daily activities. So, what are they? First of all, cultivate your goals. So what does that mean? What it means really is go back to your goal board, go back to your vision statement and read it every day. Because remember, we're talking about the subconscious here. Your subconscious remembers every single thing, but it also doesn't differentiate between reality and what you tell it. So if in your vision statement you're putting it out there into the world, you're reading your vision statement, so in however many days time, weeks time, months time, you have achieved this, this has happened, your subconscious, your daily habits, it's going to go to work every day without you realising to keep looking for those opportunities to get to that place. Cultivating your goals is really focusing on that postcode in the internal sat-nav. Second thing, self-training. Self-training really, it's accepting you don't know everything just now. That's absolutely fine. You're already going to get some points for this because today you're going through this training. Self-training is just 1 hour set aside every day. Could be in chunks of 5-10 minutes. It could be in chunks of half an hour. But just realise that confusion is really a lack of production, or confusion, gives you a lack of production. So if you don't really understand things, you have to be committed to just sucking up more information, basically. Now, self-training, these videos, you found them in the app, so that's fantastic, but you'll also see at the bottom of the app, you've got 5 video categories. The first 2 categories, one of them is product information, the other is Arix information. That is that you can share with people, but you can also watch them. Understand more about the products, understand more about the business. The next 3, Going Pro, Retailing and Prospecting, they're also videos that are going to help you learn more about this industry and how to do things more efficiently. So if you watched all these 4 videos in a few days' time, watch some more. The next point is generating leads. What is this? Well, this is really generating new people to talk to. So it's doing things that give you more interest, that generate people coming to you, or that gives you more people to talk to, that adds people to your who do you know list. Number 4, connecting with people. This is where you're doing the talking. Now, today, you've watched this and you've done some of this already. You've sent your prospecting messages. You've sent your messages to arrange trial packs or to arrange product demos. You're doing this already. This is fantastic, guys. Number 5 is appointment set. Now, an appointment is set when a prospect or somebody agrees to review more information or meet you because your income is directly related to the number of appointments that happen. So when you're connecting with people, like you've been doing already in your action points, if someone says, yeah, it'd be great catching up this week, and you arrange to meet them, you've set an appointment. Activity's happening. Number 6, it only counts if your prospect or somebody that you're speaking to has seen something, has met you, has watched a video, has trialed a product. It only counts if something's actually happened. Now, it's fantastic that you set an appointment, but if that never actually happens, well, it's kind of a little bit pointless. So this is where you give yourself points on a daily basis for the number of, it's called presentations, but it's really just things that have happened, things that have been done. You know, somebody's watched the business presentation that's in the app, somebody has had a trial pack off you, somebody has reviewed some product information, you've met them for a cup of something. That's when that's happened. Number 7, when someone's bought a product, when someone's bought a trial pack, when you've arranged and delivered in one way or shape or another your product demo or your trial packs. This is anything related to retail sales, really. It's also in the retail sales, it's any customer service you do. So if you spend, 5 minutes that day calling around anybody that's ever purchased from you and you just give them a bit of customer service, just wanted to let you know, find out how you're getting on with the mower. Did you know you need to keep it in the fridge? How much have you got left? How are you finding it? How's the taste? I mix mine with orange juice. Anything related to retail sales or keeping people happy with their products, you get points for. Number 8 is when you sponsor somebody into the business. Number 9 is when somebody that's in your team, you've set aside some time to talk them through, the answer to some questions, or maybe they've had trouble with their business story, so you help them with their business story, or maybe you sit and you do some prospecting messages together. When you set aside some time to do something with a new team member, you give yourself some points for that. But it does. You have to commit to this every day. It takes between 21 and 28 days to form a new habit. The most important thing that you can do is just do it. Now, last week you were asked to print off the activity tracker that's in the app. It's also in Google Drive, so hopefully you've got that. What I want you to do now is decide your daily success habits. You'll see on the right there, that's mine. And you'll see when you're looking at the table in the activity tracker, it's the one with the yellow heading. You get points for each of the activities or each of these 9 points that you tick off. So if you have a look there on the right hand side in that picture, my number 1, which is cultivating my goals, is to read my vision statement every day. Number 2, self-training. What I've committed to doing is I've actually received emails from Eric Worre, Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Bob Proctor, different people like that, Jim Rohn. So I've committed every day to making sure I watch one of those, because in the emails, they always send you a little video link about something key that day, one of their key habits. So I've committed to watching one of them. Alternatively, if there's a team training that's on, which happened on Monday nights, that's something else you could factor in. But it's an hour. 3A, or 3 there that you can see, this is, like I said, generating new leads. So I have put there that I'm going to interact with 10 new friends on Facebook, because something you need to know is if you don't interact with somebody's wall, you don't like a post, you don't comment on something, like a photo, they don't see your profile if you haven't done that within the last 28 days. So what I've done is I've printed off my friends list, I've downloaded it to my computer, and every day I make sure I go onto 10 new people's walls and I comment or like on something, just kind of reconnect with them. You'll also see that I have 5 questions or conversations with new people in groups. So I like different outdoor hobbies. I like horse riding, I'm getting into rowing, I like surfing, I like wakeboarding, all things like that, and I'm now in loads of mums groups because I'm going to be a mum. So what I do is I go into these groups and I just say hi to some people, interact. If someone's posted something that looks good, I'll comment. Just have 5 new conversations with people in groups. I'll also commit every day to doing 1 product or business post on my profile that generates interest. So those 3 things, if you imagine, I'm interacting with 10 people, so they're going to be seeing me. I'm having 5 new conversations with people in groups, and I'm putting a post out there to generate interest. So that's going to have people looking at me. Number 4, you can see there, I'm sending 10 hi, how are you messages to friends. And I'm also, just to generate a conversation so I can hope to tell my story. And I'm also sending the text messages that we've gone through today, arranging appointments. I'm doing 10 of them every day. So that's 20 points, because in your table, for every person you connect with, that's a point. So I'm generating 20 of those points every day in point number 4. Number 5, I've just reminded myself to record them as I record the points as I send things or as I schedule things. Number 6, I've reminded myself to record things as I've followed up that's been done. So if I call someone back and say, oh, hey, how did you get on with that video? Did you like it? Did it make sense? If they've watched it, I make myself a point. Number 7, I've got customer catch-ups, I've got product messages that are sent, I've got retail sales that to be recorded, I've got a VIP group, and at the beginning of the week I do a product poll. So I ask people what things do they struggle with. I have a brand of the week. And so in my group, I ask at the beginning of the week, I ask, what do you struggle with related to this brand? So if it was the Slender Eyes, for example, that I'm focusing on that week, I might be asking them questions, what 3 out of these 6 things do people struggle with the most? Energy, weight management, lack of sleep, hormonal imbalances, things like that. So that throughout the week, people that have commented, I can be in touch with. I also share information every day on my Facebook group for products, because I've got a separate group for products. And that just shares information rather than trying to sell things. So, for example, if Slender Eyes is my product or brand of the week, then I might share an article that I found about the obesity problems in the UK. Things like that. And then on Friday, I do offer day. So I've got myself a little structure in my retail of what I'm going to do in my group, but I also then committed to sending out product posts and customer catch-ups. And then you can see there, just record when people register and point number 8. And then if I have catch-ups with the team, or if we have planning meetings or we do trainings, I get points for number 9. So action point number 5 for you, decide your daily habits. Your habits are going to either make or break you in this business, or make and break your success. If you are committed to some positive daily habits where you do something in each of these 9 points every day, your business will grow. Tim Sales, £200,000 a month earner, says this is what we need to do. Copy the successful, eh? So I want you to go away. I want you to spend 20 minutes and I want you to break it down. What are you specifically going to do? Now, there are some examples in that document that I asked you to print out, or that Tracy asked you to print out from last session. So I want you to make sure that you've got your 9 points or activities in those 9 points written out, so that every single day you can just tick them off. It'll work if you do this business. So let's crack on. Let's get these activities down. Have fun. Pause me now. Speak to you in 20 minutes. Okay, I'm back. How'd you get on? Did you get it done? Hopefully that example from the previous screen, and just flick back, made some sense to you. Hopefully the examples in the activity tracker made sense to you, and you've got your 9 points down for what you're going to do every single day. Trust me, it doesn't take very long. It takes about 1.5 hours, 2 hours to do all of that, depending on how speedy you are, obviously. But you're going to get better. You're going to get better. You're going to get more comfortable. You're going to get more familiar. It's going to get easier and your business is going to grow. Right then, so we've come to the end of this session, but I do have some additional to-do points for you. I want you to make sure that you've got one of these tables, the activity tracker tables, printed out, or even if you just want to draw it out, for every single week. You know, just get a month's worth done, so that as you're doing your daily activities, you can write your points down. In the app, in the retailing section, I want you to watch Beth Turner's customer care and retention video. Now, this is actually taken from another network marketing company, a company that a couple of us used to be in. Ignore the specifics relating to that company. So we talk about points volume. They talk about something called case credits. So forget about that. But the customer care and retention schedule and structure that she talks about is second to none. It's brilliant. So I want you to watch that. That can go down as part of your self-training hour. One of the days. Are you going to commit to the daily activities every day? You're only letting yourself down if you don't. It's as simple as that. I could ask you to do it, but it wouldn't matter to me if you did or didn't. It matters to you whether you do or you don't. If you want this business to work, you've got to do it. It's as simple as that. So committing to your daily activities every day. Practice your business story. A little tip, I would recommend recording it. So if I've got a voice memo thing on my phone, and I recorded mine when I first started. I recorded my business story, and it's really bizarre because you'll find it really difficult to do to start off with. Well, you might do, you might not. I did. But if you've got it written out, your business story and you read it out as you're recording yourself, a really good reason to do this is because you'll realise how you sound. Now, do you sound positive and enthused and excited, or are you just reading the words? Are you just saying the stuff? So hearing yourself is also a great way of actually seeing how you're going to come across to others when you talk about this business story. And then finally, you've done brilliantly today. Getting these action points done is fantastic. You are getting paid for doing things like this. You're going to be building your business because of this commitment that you're giving to yourself. So go into the app, go into the accountability section on the home page and tell us what you've done. Give us those tick boxes and let us know that you've done this activity. And congratulate yourself. You're doing brilliantly. Well done for finishing session 3. Really proud of you. Can't wait to see you next time.